Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Cole. Sunday evening, November 29th, as we're now back from Thanksgiving break. We're heading into the last 2 weeks of school. So we're now entering week 15 for Political Science 3753 Con Law for the fall 2020 term. Everyone, all we have on the syllabus for this week is the class notes for Lecture 27, which deals largely with discrimination in employment and the issue of affirmative action. Those issues also apply to the realm of education, especially higher education, as well as employment. A couple of the Supreme Court decisions you'll be looking at. Griggs versus Duke Power from 1971 is the case that laid down the standard that tests and other devices used to determine qualification for a job, the device must be job-related. If it turns out to be discriminatory in effect, even if there was no discriminatory intent, you can still use the test or the other device that you're using to make your employment choice as the employer, if you can show that it's job-related. But if it's not job-related and it's discriminatory in effect, then it has to go. And after the Supreme Court in the 1980s appeared to back away from that standard, Congress reaffirmed it with the Civil Rights Act of 1991. Okay, so that's an important thing for you to look at. With regard to the issue of affirmative action, you'll be reading about a number of cases. Maybe the most important one is the case of California versus Bakke, B-A-K-K-E, going back to 1978, which is the most important precedent that we have in the area of over the issue of affirmative action. Now, also with regard to job discrimination, we discussed it. The very last thing in the class notes is the recent Bostock case, Bostock versus Clayton County, in which the Supreme Court rules that the provisions of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 that deal with sex discrimination by implication cover sexual orientation. And very interestingly, the decisive opinion in that case was written by Justice Gorsuch, one of President Trump's appointees. And it might have been thought that with a reputation as an ideological conservative, Gorsuch would have not come down that way in that case, but he did. We also have some material in these class notes about the Bush versus Gore case of the year 2000, which has nothing to do with racial discrimination. But it was, of course, important, and it was decided on 14th Amendment ground. So we begin that set of class notes with a discussion of the case of Bush versus Gore from the year 2000. Everybody, we've sent you a link to a lengthy article from the New York Times Magazine about this issue of affirmative action, especially in higher education. This article appeared just over a year ago. It's a quite lengthy article, so that's the only thing I am assigning for quiz number 8, which we will take this Thursday, December 3rd, and we will chat about it in the chat room Wednesday evening the 2nd from 7 to 7:45 with anybody who would like to enter the chat room and talk about that. So quiz number 8 will be Thursday, December 3rd, and we will chat about it Wednesday evening, December 2nd at 7 p.m. for 45 minutes. The only other thing is, everybody, I am a little concerned that I have not heard from many students about the term paper. Grades are due the 15th. That is 2 weeks from this Tuesday. So those who have not done anything about the term paper will need to be throwing something together in the meantime. And notice, everybody, the way the syllabus is written, everybody is required to turn in a term paper on one or another Supreme Court case, or you could do it on a couple of related cases. Your choice. Now, I've tried to send material out about how to research this matter, and also a list of recent cases that might be of interest to students, including some cases that we've done over the past few years in our moot court exercise that I was able to do when I was teaching this course on campus before I had to leave OPSU as a full-time faculty member. I'll be happy to correspond through email about any case or cases you may have chosen as a topic for the term paper. But everyone, we have a little over 2 weeks to work on this. You need to be turning it in about 2 weeks from this weekend so that I can get them graded and turn in grades on the 15th, Tuesday the 15th. So we need to get down to work on that if we've not done so already. And if you would like to communicate with me about this, I'd be happy to do it via email. Email me anytime and I'll try to provide some insight on the particular case or cases that you may like to work on for this term paper. But everyone does need to do a term paper, and I hope that if you've not done so, you will get down to work on that within the next few days. And if you would like to communicate with me about that, I'd be happy to do so. Otherwise, everybody, we will take our final quiz Thursday. We will chat about it Wednesday night. Then about a week from this weekend, I will be getting an announcement out about the final exam, which tentatively will be scheduled for December 9th and 10th, which I believe is a Wednesday and Thursday. Now, it will cover class notes for lectures 13 through 27, plus the quiz material we assigned you for quizzes 5, 6, 7, and 8. Expect to see some of those items repeated. So it's a little more material than we had for the midterm exam, which only went through lecture notes 1 through 12. So we have quite a bit to do, quiz, term paper, and exam. So I hope you contact me with any difficulties you might be having with that, especially the term paper. Otherwise, we will chat Wednesday night, take our last quiz Thursday, and then a week from now I'll be getting a message out and scheduling a chat before the final exam and putting together the final exam itself. So please let me hear from you about your term paper if there's anything I can help you with. Otherwise, we'll be chatting with some of you in the chat room Wednesday night, and some of you will be taking the quiz Thursday. Good luck on your quiz. Take it easy, and we'll talk to you for the last time a week from tonight.